Good morning, everyone. I'm Anna de Liddo from the Open University, and I'm very sorry I cannot be there with you at the first Catalyst job workshop for CAPS 2013 conference. And I hope this video is going to be enough to give you a good introduction to what's the work that the Open University is doing in the context of the Catalyst project. So what I'm gonna talk to you about is a new class of exciting tools that completely change and revolutionize the way in which we make debates and discussion online. So we're gonna talk about lightweight tools, analytics, visualization, which all have the purpose to enlarge civic engagement and participation of citizens in the discussion of complex societal challenges. So let me just set up the problem. We are more and more looking how online discussion tool called social innovation platform, social ideation platform, social media in general, or community ideation, question answering tool are more and more growing and proliferating on the web in terms of participation and also in terms of the variety of tools that are available. Some of them are in the context of the academia, like some that we'll be discussing further later, but many more are in the context of business, like Idea Scale, Imagine a Kit, Speechit, Idea Storm, and they are all social innovation and social ideation platforms that want to somehow bring innovation into the enterprise and the organization by crowdsourcing idea from the citizens and employees. Some others come from the fields of e-participation in the urban planning and urban informatics sector, so they are more and more used to involve citizens into making collective decision on, for example, how to requalify an urban area. And some other are more in the social media endeavor. So, like for example, Quora or Change.org, and they are used in a way to gather the agreement around specific innovative changes that the community want to propose. So they are more like petition systems that are really good at bringing together people when one specific idea has already been proposed and clear in the mind of a specific group, and they want to look support for bring this idea forward. But what if what you're looking at is not a tool that, or what you need is not a tool for reaching agreement around an idea or a solution you have already discovered, or is not as simple as deciding or choosing the most creative idea about what t-shirt you want to buy, but you have a complex situation in which you actually don't really know what's the right solution for you, and it's not going to be the creative solution of one person that's going to fit everyone's needs. So what if you actually need a discussion space in which you want people to propose their idea, but also to collaboratively discuss and assess what are the pro and con of these ideas, and in somehow can be helped into reaching a better understanding of the solution space and a better process to bring this idea into real action. So these tools we see so far on the web, they are not really good at doing this. In fact, if we think about it, it seems that the most dynamics, the most of the mechanisms that the web put at our use at the moment are just dynamic for agreement. So just think about the Google Plus button that is used by Google to understand what you like and recommend you other things that you may like and sell you more, or the Facebook like, or the Twitter favorite, or the plus or the rating systems. So these are all things in which you somehow can say, I like this, I support this, I can maybe rate how much I like it, but are this really space for also trying to understand what people don't like, what people don't want, and what actually could really create them a problem. The most advanced platform somehow start also allowing people to say, well, I don't like this, or I rate it down, or I don't trust this. But really, this is just like a thumb down, like in YouTube, or an arrow down, like in Stack Overflow. So yeah, the more advanced and open, if you want, infrastructure, they also allow you to tell you and to express your idea on what you don't like and what you disagree with. But are they telling me really something about why I don't like something? I mean, whenever I'm trying to solve a complex space, how can I really understand where people disagree, and how can I really understand why they disagree and help them to reach a consensus and help them to figure out what's the best way to move on? So these platforms are not really good at that, are not really good at supporting critical thinking, and not really good at gives you insight about what's the logical structure of different ideas and what are the evidence that an idea is a good idea, other than how popular this idea is. And in most cases, even the most used platform, like for example change.org, are really good to support petitions and bring together the forces of many people when you already know what you want to do or what you want to change. But what if the comments that people give you may help you to make your solution better? I mean, what's the space that this platform give you to idea refinement, to idea improvement through what you learn from others? So there is not really a way to do that neither, and there is also not a way to assess the quality of ideas. Quora, which is a very exciting tool for collaborative knowledge creation, allows people to suggest edits, which is already something really nice, but really, does it tell me anything about how a specific suggestion has affected the group? Am I able to see how the suggestion of one person have improved the solution? Again, it's very difficult in this platform trying to understand what were the evidence that something worked, apart from the number of votes up or down for an idea. And doesn't really give you an overview of what is the general sense of the community around this idea. So again, all these platforms are really good platform to crowdsource ideation and maybe bring in forces when you already know what you want to do. But are these really platform to support critical thinking and online conversation and debates that in a way that somehow does not impair the way in which citizens and users participate, and in a way in which is very clear, trying to understand what are the best ideas, not the most popular, but the one that have the most evidence to be good promises for the future, and how can all this be put in a context of an online deliberation platform that really improve the way in which we debate and collectively and creatively and critically build together new innovative idea online. So in the Catalyst project, we have done a very interesting requirement analysis by interviewing several and surveying several of our user communities, and we figure out that there was the need to make some order of what are really the pain points of online discussion and online deliberation platform. And without going in too many details, we have also classified them with between the more pressing one and the less pressing one. And we could see how poor commitment to action, poor summarization, and visualization have been considered very high, and as well as lack of participation, lack of idea evaluation, and then also shallow contribution, lack of innovation, and platform islands and balkanization, and so on. So these are our background problems. These are the issues that the Catalyst platforms and ecosystem of tools is trying to solve. And this is not something that we have been researching now, but actually there is a new class of emerging collective intelligence tools out there that are more and more being used. They come from research on argumentation and computer-supported argument visualization, and basically these are tools that help to structure dialogue and conversation by using an argumentation model, and help to make visually explicit the different line of thinking in a conversation, and not just agreement but also disagreement between users and incompatibility between ideas. Some examples are debate graph, deliberatorium, cohere, copit, problem and proposal, and many others, and they have been proved to be usable and to be in use with real communities already. So just to give you a sense of what they do and what they look like, let me describe some of the way in which this tool support online discussion and what do they have in common. As I said, they also use a data model called IBIS. But basically, IBIS goes a little bit more in depth than question answering in the way structured conversation data. So you don't just have a question or an issue, an idea or answer that may respond to it, but you also have the possibility to specify specific ideas or comments that supports or challenge a specific ideas or a specific answer. So you can see how there is one depth more that allows to somehow weight the pro and con of each ideas and assess the quality of an idea. So let me give you some of example of the user interface that have been designed by different researchers and developers to support online discussion with this IBIS argumentation tool. So this is an example. It's a very simple linear interface in which you can see at the center the main issues or idea, and then you can see two columns in which you can add directly in this form the for and against for this specific idea, which responds to these specific issues. So this is quite an appealing view. It has been used, Your View is a tool developed in Australia by Tim van Gelder, and it has been used for online consultation about specific policy issues on urban planning example. MIT Deliberatorium is another example. You offer a completely different interface. You can see here we don't have a two-column interface, but we have a sort of threaded form interface. But this time, instead of being this one, the first comment, and the second, the time following comment in terms of a time series, this actually represent the IBIS data model, and so the first indentation represents basically the proposed ideas, and then the following one the pro and the con for each idea. So this is a very easy interface. It has been used by students in different case studies, and from non-expert. It has been used by citizens to host political discussions by hundreds of users. So it has somehow proved to be useful. Cohere propose a completely different new way, more visual, and which has its challenge because not all users are visual thinkers, so they may not like or be too confident into thinking in terms of networks of idea, because they are rather used to more linear interface. Anyway, visual thinking has its own advantages, so it has proved to be useful to support, again, in different cases, a group of students in the learning context, and also in the urban informatic context. Debate graph mixed a little bit the two things. So you can see at the right it has a different widget interface with a threaded-like view, like the one for the Deliberatorium, and a star graph view for the people that like thinking visually. The evidence hub is another example which has been used by many professionals over 15 community of hundreds of people in the health, education, and urban sector to host different type of collaborative knowledge building based on argumentation structuring. So you can see he has different type, again a little bit like debate graph. It supports different visualization for different way to think. So we have a widget view, we have a graph view, and we have a threaded view to add comment to the conversation. So basically, why did I wanted to show you all this? First of all, to tell you that Catalyst built on approved research and application context, and that this online deliberation platform are more and more proving their advantages, and what we are trying to do is to make them smarter. How? By helping what we define the collective intelligence to emerge. So basically our question is it possible to build collective intelligence through the analysis of online discourse if this discourse is slightly structured a little bit more, so that machine may do better analysis of the discourse? So our challenge is to develop what we call deliberative, what has been referred to as deliberative aggregator, that can produce different collective viewpoints and judgment of complex societal issues, and they do this by aggregating discourse contribution. And and these are all tools that have specific goal in mind, and they aim to support large-scale community to tackle complex problem. Let's remember, not the design of a t-shirt, but problem of issue concerns and issues of public concern that actually can bring to improve the common good. So here is another example of what can happen when you start to add a little bit of intelligence to this platform. So this is what we call a social semantic network, and you can see it's a network in which I don't know just who is connected to who, but the green and red link tell me who agrees or disagree with who, and if I could click on this connection, I will be able to actually go to the posts in which these persons have been found to agree and disagree, and in which topics. So again, CI has the main objective to somehow support a better understanding of the online deliberation and online discussion process, and they are tools for reflection. This is considerate, and it's another example on how, from the analysis of different group and people contribution, I can start clustering people on the basis of how similar their thinking is or how different their thinking is. So this is a histogram of group of people, and it shows basically the group of people and the group of arguments on which they have mostly agreed at the same or disagreed at the same time. This is the Your View panorama, and that's another interesting collective intelligence overview that can be built on top of an online discussion. So basically it's showing how different users on the platform are closer between them, and also how the things they have said, they are close or far to what the Labour or the Australian Party or the Liberal Party say. So this is somehow a tool to reflect where you sit. Do you sit where you think you sit? Do you vote in the way you were supposed to vote, or the people you vote are actually thinking very differently from what you think? So basically we are interested in what we call contested collective intelligence for the common good. Contested because we are interested into argumentation and disagreement, and we want to understand how, by supporting users in the way they debate, you can also help them to reach a better consensus and try and select the best idea, not for one but for many. And collective intelligence because there is a list of analytics and visualization that can improve the way in which people can reflect on the online discussion processes. And for the common good because our main objective is to give citizens a voice, to promote social innovation and democratic entitlements through online deliberation. So Catalyst aims to focus to some of the challenge I showed you before. So poor summarization and poor visualization. We are gonna provide an online deliberation toolkit that includes a dashboard, a collective intelligence dashboard, and different tools to support human and automatic summarization of the debate. And this could be used to better reflect on the state of debate and to better direct attention. We also aim to improve idea evaluation by proposing innovative way to assess the quality and to express the quality of an idea, not just based on simple rating, but also on the exploration of the arguments. And we support and we aim to support a different type of user journey that support different users, not just on discuss and observe, but also reflect, explore, communicate and share in new innovative visual way. We also provide different tools for community managers and to help them to somehow harvest and catch the best idea in the debate, connect and map them in new way, and summarize them in a way that can attract further participation and help them to make sense and better communicate the main solution and the main results of an online conversation, and new innovative dashboard and visualization tools that provide different type of processing and analysis of the online deliberation data, such as social network analysis, discourse analysis, argumentation analysis, topic analysis, and all of this will be transformed into engaging visualization that should sparkle creativity and reflection. So just a quick step to the main Catalyst ecosystem of tools. This afternoon you will have a view of all these tools, so please reach the poster section where all the Catalyst partners will give you an overview of the first results, and in particular 4 main key tools: Debate Hub, Assemble, Lightmap and EdgeSense, that are at the core of the Catalyst ecosystem of tool. So let me give you just a very quick overview of Debate Hub and Lightmap that have been actually developed at the Open University. So let's switch 1 second to Debate Hub. Debate Hub can be accessed at debatehub.net. Is a free tool. It will be released open source and is basically an innovative platform to support online discussion and deliberation at large scale. So it's a platform for online discussion and argumentation, and it allows not only idea creation but also idea assessment and visualization in new interesting way. So let me log in to Debate Hub and let me show you some of his features. So in Debate Hub you can create different discussion group, and for example, let's click on this discussion group on civil society issue, and inside the group you can either create new issue with the simple entry form that could be enriched with pictures and multimedia. And then when you have created a new issue, you can also give it a time, so you can somehow set up different phase of, if you want, a discussion and deliberation process. This is, for example, an issue that is always open, but you could also give it a specific time if you have a specific campaign and time set you need to respect. There is a bar, an entry form to add new idea. When you add your new idea, they are listed here on the side, and by default they are randomly ordered, so that when different people access the site, they are not seeing the idea always in the same list, which avoids some risks of supporting biases, basically, on voting always the idea that are the latest idea. So you can see there is the possibility of voting up and down, but voting is actually a critical activity. So if I, for example, want to vote up this idea, I will have an entry box that allows me to reflect, why do you think this is a good idea? You can add the because, well, because I think it supports sustainability, for example, and if I save it, this votes and my why has been added as an argument in favor. So can you see, you can see how even voting is more one step forward, and by simply asking why help people reflect on the reason and for support or challenge, and the reason for assessing well or less well an idea. You can also see there is a green and red bar that tells you the score of how much is the support or the opposition around an idea, and not just in terms of votes. For example, this idea has no votes, but it has 3 arguments, 2 against and 1 in favor, that really give me a sense of why a community is supporting or not an idea. The Debate Hub also provides a dashboard, a visual, engaging analytics dashboard that allow both community manager and community member to make sense of their debate in a visual way. You can see a people and debate ring that shows you basically what different members of the debate have contributed and what they are mostly contributes. You can see the contribution river that tells you, for example, when the most contribution were done, and tells you, for example, when there were peak of contrasting debates going on at different moment. You can see the debate network. So if you are a visual thinker, you can see the network of ideas and the argument. So you can see, for example, this idea has been supported by 2 people, while this idea has been mostly challenged. And you can have a visual hints of the, for example, unexplored idea like this one, or the most assessed and evaluated idea. Or you can have a social network visualization that gives you a sense, well, despite of how many comments have been done, how many people are involved in this debate? Well, basically just 2 people have been debating, so doesn't matter how long was this conversation, but it's really poorly attended. So this is very another very interesting limitation of a lot of this tool. Many times you see long blog post conversation that have been actually done by 3 people, but this is not really evident because the blog post is very long and the conversation is very long, but is basically poorly participated. Now let's look at LiveMap. LiveMap is a different tool. It's more a tool for supporting summarization and structuring of conversation that happen in different online tools. So what if community don't want to use a new deliberation tool like Debate Hub? They are happily using your online discussion. It could be a content management systems, or it could be Facebook, and they don't want to leave it. But you still need to somehow answer the limitation of structure and in-depth understanding of these tools. So LiveMap allows basically a community manager to capture a clip of text on different online conversation and connect them into a coherent discussion and argumentation map. And how? Go to LiveMap and open.ac.uk, and the first things you do is get the LiveMap toolbar. Drag and drop the toolbar on your bookmark table, and then you are ready to go. At this point, you can go in any conversation online. For example, it says BBC. news and go to one of the news and, for example, decides to annotate this bits of news, and you think that actually this is a very interesting issue that it would be worth tackling. So you can click the light map toolbar. I didn't log in, so I log in here, and at this point I can say, okay, this is an important issue, and you can see it has been automatically seeded, and a reference to the page has been done. You click save, and now you see a small question mark of an issue is appeared in the BBC website. And if you click on explore, it takes you directly in live map, and you can create a new map in which basically you insert this as the main issue. So let's have an idea of what will happen if, for example, you have an existing community work on an online debate tool that has been starting collecting snippets of text and build them into an argument map. This is a map around the use of plastic in sustainable living built by CSCP, one of our use case partners based in Germany. You can see how plastic is the topic of conversation. 2 issues have been created related to this topic, and one answer has been given to a specific issue that has been supported or challenged by different people at different stages. You can then click on the URL of each of this node and go directly to the website where that idea, for example, has been created. So if you click on the live map toolbar, you can see all the issues, all the ideas, and all the pro and con that have been seeded, and you can navigate back from the map to the conversation online, and from the conversation directly to the map. So this is a way in which basically live map allow people to keep using their own online deliberation tool, but also allows a way to structure conversation in a way that could be better analyzed both by human and machine. And as in the case of the debate hub, different visualization and analytics are done on the seeded data from the online discussion. So this is an overview of live map and a debate hub, and I hope that this gives you a little bit of a sense of the direction in which Catalyst is going. And please get involved and follow us on the Twitter Catalyst FP7, and please watch the demo, not just of light map and debate app, but also about Assemble and EdgeSense, so all the new Catalyst tool. Go there to the Catalyst FP7 YouTube and see how Catalyst is revolutionizing the way of having a conversation online that could truly inspire change and innovation. Thanks a lot.